And you guys were like arguing over like where a beach was, and I was like, oh, this does not sound fun. And that wasn't being recorded for anything.
No, well, it was playing that game that led us to the choice to make the podcast. Because we fought a boss in that game that took us 7 hours. And it was the most tedious boss fight I have ever been a part of. And it literally took 7 hours. And we were like, we can't be doing this for nothing.
And you know that you have a finite amount of breaths.
We were like... You're not
each
wrong.
time you go in and out, it's one less.
Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy. I'm Jeff Ekman.
And I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go, Season 3, Episode 11.
We're already, approaching the point at which last season was ending.
I know.
In terms of number of episodes.
I think this was the point at which last season we were like, this is the beginning of the episodes that shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
So now we're like, here we are, not even halfway
Yeah,
through.
here we are approaching the midpoint of the game.
Which we still don't hit this episode.
Yeah.
So, okay. Last time we finished off the Magitech research facility, we got a bunch of magicite, too much magicite.
Celeste took off
With Kefka.
to save us or something.
We're pretty sure.
Yeah.
We know that she is.
Yeah, they're not sure, and they also don't seem that, worried about it.
Right.
They don't really care to discuss their feelings on it either.
Right. So we hop back on the airship and head back to Zozo, where Terra's laying in bed.
Yeah, we've brought the Espers, the magicite of the Espers, so their
Right.
soul, I guess. Maybe one of them can help her.
And this is yet another big flashback episode.
Yeah, so this one we get, finally the answer to, who is Terra and what's going on with her, and how does that relate to the larger picture of what's going on in the world.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're all here. Terra! What are we doing with this crystal to her?
Well, Ramu was go get all the other Espers. Someone will know how to help her, one of them.
Okay, yeah. Father? I remember it all. I was raised in the Esper's world.
Yeah, so this flashback takes us to the Esper world, which is the whole world is a couple of caves.
Right.
with a path that leads to a doorway.
If I were an Esper and I was creating a world, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, the Esper world. It's like an earthquakey dark place? This
Something
guy.
is happening. Oh, yeah.
We saw this guy in the glass cage, right?
Yeah.
Someone named Madwin. Remember last episode when I was like, remember the way this Esper looks, but it's a podcast, so you can't remember what it looks like? It turns out that Esper that was in that glass tube in the Magitech research facility is Terra's dad, Madwin. Listen well and think clearly. What does that mean?
Return together.
So you take control of this Esper character named Madwin, and you start walking around the Esper world, and you find somebody who's passed out near the entrance to the world.
Yeah, you find a human woman who's somehow wandered into.
And I guess you have the option here to leave her.
Yeah, this story is kind of like Alice in Wonderland, but less of an adventure that has a beginning and an end, and more like Alice in Wonderland, but she stays and settles down.
I want to read that book. Oh, you could have left somebody dying on the ground?
Yeah.
Little fairy? She's pretty weak. Better let her rest for a moment. We bring the human woman into bed, and she's in trouble. We need to let her rest. And the town is abuzz with, oh fuck, there's a human here.
Yeah, there's some people who are need a human, and there's other ones who are humans.
Right.
They're different from us.
And the elder comes, and guess what the elder feels? Elders are usually...
I don't remember.
Well, they're usually not so progressive.
Well, right. He's traditionally, we don't...
Allow this.
Did I hear there was a human here?
Probably wandered in here by mistake. That would be horrifying if you wandered into a place like that.
You better do away with it. Humans and Espers are incompatible. Did I awaken you? You're an Esper. What's that pendant for?
It's yours now. It helps protect the Esper world.
Esper world. Boy, did I take a low road or what?
She's like, oh,
Waze
God.
took me on a really weird route.
This is another thing that's kind of like the Phantom Train, where I'm like, what? You can just go here in the world?
Well, I love her reaction, too, to waking up here. She's like, oh, boy, did I take a low road or what? Like, she's
Exactly.
like, I tell myself every time I wake up
Right.
like this, like, not
Exactly.
to do it again.
It's like last
And here
time.
I am. This is the worst one yet. Oh, man. Like, how humiliating.
Exactly.
She's like, they told me not to hang out at that club late at night. Nothing good happens there, and I don't know what happened. Here I
Yeah,
am.
Now I'm here. But I really want to drive home the fact that you can just wander here. Like, there's nothing blocking your way if you're a human. If you just take a low road and you're drunk enough, you get here.
I also like the idea that she ended up here by mistake, and whatever was going on in her life before was worth just saying, like, you know what? Maybe forget all of
Yeah,
that.
you're right.
I'm gonna stay here in the monster
oh, man,
world.
something they never
and
talk about
start
is
fresh.
Terra's mom's family.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert, this is Terra's mom.
Yeah. But whatever her situation was, she's like at a point where she's like, this is not a setback. This is an opportunity.
Exactly, yes.
The Esper folk are pretty upset, you being a human and all. I am Madwin. I'm tired living in the human world. That world is filled with desire, greed, and loathing. It's highly infectious. It's really great.
I'll return to my world tomorrow.
You'll need a guide.
So in the morning when Madeline wakes up, Madonna, the human woman, has like wandered off.
Right.
So we take this opportunity to explore the entirety of Monster World.
We go
which
everywhere.
feels a lot like if you lived on like a prison farm. It's so small.
Yeah, that's a great
that
way to
like
put it.
these monsters are not like thriving in their own world. They're
No.
like fucking trapped in a bubble. Like there's nothing to do here.
But everybody's going like, that human woman was here? That was weird.
Mm-hmm.
What? The humans gone? If this generation of humans knew about our abilities and decided they wanted to utilize our powers, it would be a total disaster.
Well, it's
He's
fine
like-
because the only person
like
who
it's-
really knows about that is this evil guy who's already draining everybody's powers.
The link between worlds has surely weakened over the past 1,000 years. Everyone here's feeling uneasy. Yeah, no, this is just them going like, the only thing between us and global disaster is this wall that gets thinner every day. They're like, I sure hope somebody does something about that soon. The elder was like, what? She left? Where is she? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm walking around Monster Town now. This Monster Town is much more normal than Monster Town in number 4.
Yeah.
This is more like a town that has monsters. They live
Yeah.
in caves, I guess.
But what's like so hard to get to?
Getting here to this world. This is like another world.
How did we get here? Because we had just opened
This is a
up here. Right,
flashback.
Yeah. I temporarily forgot about that. So this is, we don't know what.
Terra, like, got in the presence of all the Espers and was like, well, my memory. Let me tell you a story about Monster World.
Let
where
me
I
tell
grew
you
up.
about this girl,
Let me tell you-
Madonna.
yeah.
This
Do
lady,
you
Madonna.
even know what you've done? Says this little lizard. He's like sitting there drinking. He's just so pissed off. He's like, come on. I don't know, boxes, storage.
Not even...
Not a game that's a game that's not afraid to go like, and this room is for nothing that you would want, just like in real life.
Because the town needs that
Yeah.
shit, and it's not for you.
This youth is, I don't trust the youth. What's wrong, Madeline? We're going in the cave.
The cave was cool.
We go into the cave and find Madonna, the human woman, sort of like waiting by the exit.
Right. Everybody's like, we have no idea where she went. She just like went back or tried to.
For some reason, Madeline is like, hey, you don't have to go.
Right.
I mean, I get,
some reason.
If you don't want to return to your world, you may stay here.
he must be like, look, Esper coupling is very complicated. None of us are really even like male or female or
Right.
necessarily even all one animal. Like very weird.
Yeah, you're right. Like, what is the genitalia of a chimera?
You know, I bet chimera breeders have like a really rough time with this.
They're
that
like,
it's
this
like
chimera can't go
it's
with
probably
that one.
worse than pandas. They're probably like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I hope these two chimeras work this out.
Well, I guess like I like the idea like if it's 3 different animals, it's like sometimes it has one of the 3 genitalias. Mm-hmm. You got to get only chimeras with the right kind of chimera in order to.
Yeah, and do all
With the
3 have to
corresponding-
match up?
Oh, man. Got a lot of questions about chimera reproduction.
And I mean, on top of that, like one of these espers is like a whale, and one of them is like a unicorn. So,
But humans and espers can never coexist.
How do we know for sure unless we observe for ourselves? How can we really know for sure unless you and I do it?
God. And she's like, build the wall.
The ground of the cave disappears, and we start flying around each other in this, like, beautifully lit black space.
He's like, watch this, magic. How do we know
That
unless we
find out. Well, he's really seducing her.
observe for ourselves?
you could call this representational for sure. I have a feeling that what's actually going on is not magical flying around in
Well,
circles.
they didn't do a phantom train going into a tunnel.
They didn't do that.
Well, this really is more... Wait, is Terra remembering her conception right now?
2 sparkles come out of each one of Madonna and Madeline, and when the 2 sparkles finally meet, suddenly a baby is born.
I mean, like I said, it seems representational, although we don't know. This might be literally what happens in the Esper world.
It could be. I just thought of how funny it would have been if out of Madeline came a million sparkles, and out of her came 1 sparkle, and like all the sparkles are trying to like get to the one, and then only one of them makes it, and then all the other sparkles
It all just
die.
happens in the sky in front of you like magic.
All the other sparkles die.
What the fuck?
We've given her a name.
What? It's Terra. Not bad, huh? That's a pretty good
Say
name.
to the woman who birthed your child, not bad, right?
Yeah,
Named it.
Named it Terra.
2 years later.
What the fuck? How did she remember that?
I think she remembers the story of what happened.
No, one of the crystals that we brought is Madeline. So I think he's just crystal telling us this story.
Yeah.
I doubt that Terra is telling the story at all.
Well, but because the crystal is with her and Terra is
Right.
saying, I remember. I think Terra is
Okay,
telling
okay.
it, but I think it's being relayed from Madeline to
It's
her.
less I remember and more like he's mind melding and then she's going, I remember his thoughts.
It has to be that because otherwise this flashback doesn't make any sense.
You're right.
It's really up to you, audience. What kind of world do you want to live in? Do you want to live in one where this game doesn't make any fucking sense at all? Or one where there's maybe an explanation?
You decide.
Okay,
I think that's not a literal remembering. I think she's like, here's who I am. Let me tell
Right,
you.
my parents told... This is how my parents met. Yeah. Humans, the nexus between our worlds has opened again. The wind, so odd, just like 2 years ago.
They don't have wind over here.
Something's different now. Troops have come seeking our magical power. So this happened when she was 2? Mm-hmm. Blast it, they've made it as far as the Elder's house. This town doesn't seem like it's got great defenses, other than the fact that everybody is a monster.
Well, it was like the only way into this world was like this impenetrable magic wall.
And that broke, and then people can walk right through it.
And then once it breaks, it's over. Yeah.
And they're like, but aren't they horrifying monsters who can fight humans pretty easily?
They should be, yeah, but I guess it's not in their nature. I don't know.
That's something about the other monster world where it was like, when you go there, all the monsters that are there are like, I hear that our friends are fucking shit up on the upper world. Like,
Yeah.
But here we are just chilling and being nice people. A little bit bigoted towards humans.
I mean, just to give the game's side of the argument, it's probably that it's like, they have magic and stuff, but it's just no match for like the military might that's coming in for them. Like they weren't ready for it.
I guess. I'm just like, if they're literally espers the way that they're used in the game, it'd
Yeah,
be
but
hard
like
to
you
like
can
fuck
you
up
get
their land.
you get beaten by people. Well, you have espers, you know, like
Yeah, but if we walked into a town full of things that were that much more powerful than us, we wouldn't make it past 2 or 3 of them.
right. But there's just 4 of us. There's a whole army of them. Like I'm sure some of them died doing this.
It's true. But we kill their army easily. They're not as strong as us.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a video game.
You're right.
What happened was this.
Yes. We finally found it.
In case it's unclear, what's happened is Emperor Gastal and his goons have busted into the Esper world.
Those ancient writings told us of this world and described the awesome magical properties of these beasts. So word leaked.
Grab them. Riches to any man who captures an Esper. Go. See, you just put money on their heads.
Gotcha,
They
yeah.
just run in and they do it.
Yeah, and this Gestalt is like a young Gestalt.
He's he's noticeably young.
I was trying to like see if there is a noticeable difference. I think that his hair is more yellow than it is white.
It could be. I can't really tell. Young, healthy, yellowing hair.
Right. Or blonde.
Oh, right, there's blonde hair.
You know?
Oh, I was just picturing
know,
like
no.
something that is white, but
I know
like
what you're
also
saying.
kind of yellow.
He's blonde and then he goes white.
Right. But yeah, they've busted in with the express purpose of capture as many espers as you can.
Right.
Which seems really easy for them to do.
Right. Like, that's what my whole point was about them being monsters, where it's like, you can't just throw a net over these things. They're magic.
I know, yeah.
And you haven't distilled Magitech yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of like a surprise and a numbers thing of
Right.
like, we have enough soldiers and technology.
Right.
And on top of that, having used espers, they're not that great.
They're...
Punching is usually better than using an esper. So
You're right.
Look at how baby our baby sprite is.
Yeah. We've no choice. We must do what we've been avoiding. You mean the magic barrier?
Yeah, let's bust it
Here's
down.
the plan. We'll cause a tempest that'll sweep all the nasty creatures out of our realm.
Nasty creatures being humans.
Yeah. Then we'll seal the gate. I'm the last of our kind able to cast this magical spell.
He should teach somebody then.
But in your state, you might just pass away. But at least we will finally be safe.
they'll finally be safe until somebody needs to cast this spell again.
Yeah, or uncast this spell. Like,
Yeah.
this guy's gonna die, and they're gonna be sealed in there forever.
That's the plan. And the plan when they first came here was to be sealed in here forever. But
guess you're
apparently
right.
these people have some problem with foresight. Like they
Well,
can't.
they're like, let's seal it more.
Yeah.
Is the plan right now? Like,
And-
let's magically sweep everybody out and seal it more.
They really needed to assign someone to gate maintenance. Like that should have been like a job that somebody had to do.
I just wouldn't want to live in a world where the only person who knows how to work the lock on the door is an old man who's
The
about
oldest
to die.
man. The oldest man in the village.
Right. He's
is
the only one
guy.
who knows how to get out.
Locking it one more time will kill him. So you better never need to lock or unlock this ever again.
Meteo?
Yeah.
Meteo? I, for one, will not miss the other side.
Okay, so like the military started invading, and he was like, "Okay, let me do the thing. We gotta
we
reseal
gotta
this."
do the
yeah.
This is all because of that human girl.
Monsters also have like idiocy and paranoia and bigotry
At-
against humans.
It'd be funny to describe an unfriendly troop of chimpanzees as like racist or bigoted. Like you're in
Yeah,
the woods
yeah.
and they like are aggressive and mean towards you, and you're like, "This is fucking assholes."
Fucking racist towards humans.
But we proved that we are still fertile together.
Yeah.
Conception can happen between the species, but what you don't know is it's one of those things like the offspring is like a mule. It can't actually conceive itself, and so Terra, Edgar might not be. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think she
Yeah.
can have kids.
But it's, like the reason they separated before was like the War of the Magi or whatever. It was like we were mingling, but then like the ones who didn't have magic started like killing us for our magic, and it was
Right.
bad, so.
But now there's only one guy left who can cast the seal. If
Yeah,
he dies,
Madonna ran away because she heard that guy talking shit. What the fuck, where am I going?
Where are you
going? To go?
Madonna's getting drawn into the next world. The next world or the first world? Is there a
The
third
other,
one?
yeah, this was translated weird. The next one over.
Yeah. Impossible. It's too late. I've already begun casting the barrier. There's no turning back. Sliding doors.
She accidentally got sucked out into the.
Ooh, look what popped out.
So we make it to the doorway that's about to be sealed, that's having all the humans being sucked out of it.
Shriek. Just when we were in reach of a veritable bonanza.
He's like, there was gonna be a bonanza. A bonanza?
Boy, he looks like a dog.
Yeah, what the Elder Esper has really done, it seems like he just put like a vacuum on the end of the door and is like sucking just.
All things human.
He's like, anything with claws should be able to dig in and stay here, and anything that has shoes is fucked. Like,
So it's not just the seal, it's also like sucking all humans.
Yeah, he's like, we're gonna make a human sucking a vacuum.
Right. Yes.
Humans, as susceptible as they are to wind, will get pulled out. We will hold on to the ground with our claws.
Madwin, I'm not their friend. Thank you. Madonna!
Oh, he got sucked out too. A human girl? What? Who is she?
We end up at a confrontation with Emperor Gestal, who's pretty pissed off that his whole plan is about to be destroyed by the fact that they have magic.
Yeah, when you say it like that, he couldn't have thought of this?
Well, I guess he didn't know what they had. Like, they struck oil here, and the oil exploded and blew their son's ears off so that he was deaf, and, and then you disowned your son.
What? What are you talking about?
That happened in There Will Be Blood.
Oh, okay.
He's striking oil, but like also his life is being ruined.
Got it. Yeah, yeah.
And his son, there's an explosion.
Yeah,
there's a scene where his son goes deaf.
It's fair. Gestal read that there is magic in a book. He doesn't know what he doesn't know what it's like.
Yeah.
Please take care of my baby.
Right outside the now sealed door is Emperor Gestal and Madonna and Terra.
Baby Terra.
Baby Terra. And as Madonna is dying, she looks at the Emperor, the person who's caused all of this, and says, "Take care of my baby."
It's a real Hail Mary.
It is definitely, that's exactly what it is. Yeah,
She's
guess,
like out of options.
Who else am I going to even ask for her to literally survive?
Yeah.
But he takes her and instantly puts a slave crown on her head.
Madonna pulls a Hail Mary.
Oh, yeah, my goodness.
That's so stupid.
She's half human and half... absolutely fascinating. Mwahaha. She will help us realize our dream faster than we ever imagined.
No! Quiet, my dear. He's stealing the baby, and he's going to experiment on it. And he just slapped Madonna.
We will own this world. Wahahaha.
Close curtains.
Right, we were looking through the monster gate at them on the other side.
Is that what's happening?
I think that's it, yeah.
Oh, and that's like the ceiling of the
Yeah.
gate. Okay. How did things start in this game with Terra?
She was like wearing the slave crown, and they had her in the in the thing.
So she was probably grown up with the slave crown.
Yeah.
From age 2. Okay.
It seems like it.
All right.
A possibility I hadn't thought of with this slave crown thing is like, so either Terra was raised with the slave crown on, or for some reason Emperor Gestal just sort of raised her somewhat normally while studying the magic.
Well, he does say, like, outright when she's 2 years old, when she's, like, a toddler, she's going to help us realize our...
Yeah, so they've obviously
dastardly
been, like,
plans.
studying... Because they want to get magic for everybody. That's, like, their dastardly plan.
Right.
But we have that cutscene from earlier where Kefka puts the slave crown on her, and then she murders
He does
all those
say
soldiers.
in that scene long ago, with this slave crown, I'll practically own you.
So it's possible that before he put that on her, she was just like, I don't know why I'm magic, but they want my magic, and I'm on this side. And then Kefka was like, not only are we getting your magic, but I'm just gonna like turn you into a mindless soldier and make you do stuff.
You know who would know about this? Celeste.
Yeah, Celeste could actually be very helpful in answering all of these questions, but instead she's pretending like she's never met Terra.
I guess that if that is true, that she had a somewhat normal life being experimented on by
or at least wasn't like enslaved completely with the crown or whatever.
Right. They didn't put the slave crown on the 2-year-old. They indoctrinated her, and then an eviler man
Who was like, I'm just gonna like make you, I'm gonna see what you can really do. Like, let's open this up. Let's take the regulator off.
Let's go on to the Autobahn, and yeah, you may be onto something there.
That could be it. I mean,
But she's still like, does she?
That's
does
not
the amnesia element mean that she never figures out or ever remembers what happened between age 2 and when Kefka put the slave crown on?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying this is a satisfying answer either.
How old is she?
That, you know what? Terra's timeline is totally like, whereas in the last game, the whole when did the Lunarians actually get here problem was like the confusing part. Her timeline in this game, I think, is like the main vexing. How old is she? I don't know. I'm sure somebody out there does. I can't really tell just from what I know off the top of my head.
Somebody's got to know.
Okay, let me see if I can puzzle this out right now. So she was taken when she was 2 years old.
Right.
That was, we were told at the beginning of this. I can't really, I don't know.
So no puzzling it out?
I'm the product of an Esper and a human. That's where I got my powers. Now I understand.
I finally feel I can begin to control this power of mine. Gaston must have known the secret.
Gaston must have known the secret of the Espers back then.
And those Espers at the facility were grabbed during that expedition. Oh, so maybe they haven't broken the seal open yet, but the Espers they had in that factory were... Because her dad got sucked through and they grabbed a few of them before they sealed it. So that's got to be like all that they have.
Okay, so it is still sealed. They just happened to get like 7 or 8 or 10 Espers out of there before it went all went down?
Yeah, they ran in and grabbed a bunch, and the elder was finally like, okay.
Yeah, enough of my brethren have been killed.
Yeah.
I think I wrap my head around that.
That means Silas's power came at the expense of an Esper.
So they kept Terra as is and started using her magic abilities. Mm-hmm. And then we're draining the other Espers that they have, putting those into people like Celeste and the various dudes at the factory.
Yeah. Here's a question. Sorry about that. Why isn't General Leo magically enhanced?
Maybe he is.
Maybe he is.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's a good point.
He and Celeste kind of have matching outfits.
Are Kefka and Celeste the only two who they've successfully magicified?
As far as we know,
Like
those are
people who
the
work in
only
the-
two that people have like confirmed were like infused with magic.
And it didn't drive her crazy, but it drove Kefka
Yeah,
crazy.
I guess what we know for sure is that Kefka was the first one.
Right. Okay. And then he perfected it.
Right, but then we run into like others, like, you know, that boss with the sword arms or whatever is like a magic knight or whatever. Like, you know, he's like a guy that they magicked up.
But he's not like a person who you talk to.
No, he's not a character that you talk to. He's just like an enemy.
Or maybe he could be, but it's like in battle, you just battle somebody.
Yeah.
But like they could be like a person.
Yeah, that's how I had. That's what I think about it.
Yeah,
is
all
that
right.
like there might be others that they've done it too.
Makes sense.
Because they must have been like, whoa, Terra is magic. Like, how can we make other people magic? And they were like, she's got Esper in her. Let's see if we can put Esper into other people.
Right.
Yeah.
And where does Esperanto come in?
That's
the language that the Espers speak, right?
It's got to be the language that we can speak to each other, you know?
Bridges between worlds. They can't get away with this. We have to strike back.
Meh.
What's happening in Nersh?
What's happening in Narsh? Maybe we should head back to Narsh.
A plan. Heyo, the airship's ready. Take a turn at the wheel.
Oh, now we can drive the airship.
Operating instructions featuring left and right directions. Up and down attitude.
Altitude.
Right. Attitude is also a thing in flying. Press the A button to move forward. With musical guest, the X button to go amidships. There you can change your party or purchase items. Press the B button to land, and your host, the A button to get off.
Whoa.
Oh, so now you can't. They were showing you earlier that you can like dip down and go back up. Oh, wow.
This is like flying a plane, sort of.
Make airship great.
Yeah.
Well, you're really hauling ass around that map.
And this is a high-speed turn right here.
Doing donuts in the air. There has to be some town that's going like, what is that thing doing?
Yeah, seriously.
What is in the sky and what is it doing?
Well, if it's the only airship, everyone in the world must... Oh, there's a lot of ocean over here. Whoa.
No, I saw on the mini-map you happened to take a route that was all ocean. So we want to go back to Niersh.
Yeah, we want to go back to Narsh.
This town, Miranda. We have not been here. right?
Oh, I didn't land near a place I know we have to go or not. I just landed and saved.
Well, we're in Miranda now, which I think is where we need to go, right? Or no, we
We're
want to
going
go
to
back to
Narsh.
Narsh.
Yeah.
Right.
So we get the airship, and instead of trying to find Narsh, it's just like we're just flying everywhere.
If you listen to past seasons, you'd be shocked to hear that we do this.
Yeah, and we find the town of Miranda, which is like Albrook. It's occupied. There's soldiers doing all kinds of awful things, like having dog fights in the park.
Exactly.
There's a dog fight going on.
Oh my god. You should hear the gossip going on around here. This town is ours to play with. We love fighting dogs. Place all bets here.
Can we bet on this?
Can we?
I don't think so.
It's not gonna let us. My dog's the fiercest.
This little
is
kid.
fucked up.
This is our only means of recreation. They have nothing else.
Only dog
They
fights.
can't throw a frisbee.
Do you think at any point Michael Vick was like, "But have you guys played FF6? Because like, they seem to be cool with it."
This also is the town where we sent all those fucking letters to.
Right. So we find that lady.
My love hasn't sent me back any letters since he's been gone. I'm sick with worry.
Oh, this is... Do you remember we were in that town and there was the guy who was stuck in that other town and he was getting letters and sending letters?
Yes.
Yeah, this is his girlfriend.
So after the little detour, we get back on track.
Yeah, I think now we try to actually figure out where Narsh is.
Narsh is the very first town that like has a mine in it and stuff.
Well, what is this then?
I don't know. Oh, this is the rich town. Or no, that's not the rich town. That's okay. Suddenly being like, oh yeah, let's go back to Narsh. You have control. And you're like, okay. It's let's see here.
So that's the house. It's along this coast.
Is it that one that's up to the left
This?
of there? No, left of you. On the mini map, you see like left and up.
Like over here.
Yeah, that's it.
We have found Nirsh. We've been waiting for you. This way, please. Oh, you're here. The people of Narsh have finally decided to battle the Empire.
Bannon.
How did it go with Vector? So instead of reading it out again,
Yeah,
they're just going to be like,
it goes
all right,
yep,
okay, yep. All right, now I know what you know.
I see. Your plan would combine Narsh's money with Figaro's machinery to storm the Empire.
Cooperation, huh? Not enough manpower, though.
Yeah, the Empire inexplicably has a huge loyal army.
We have to open the gate. The sealed gate. Terra! We gotta open the gate.
We have to establish a bond of trust between humans and espers. Only one person can do this.
So now that we're back in Narsh with Bannon, just epic shit is being dropped on Terra, where it's like, we need to establish a bond between us and the others.
Yeah.
And she's like, the only one who could do it.
And conveniently for us, that's all your responsibility.
Exactly.
Half human, half Esper. My existence is proof that such a bond can exist. It was like a real Romeo and Juliet situation, except instead of killing themselves, they had a kid.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, what would those families have done if Juliet had been knocked up?
Well, much like here, the story probably would have been about their kid who has a confusing history.
Romeo and
what
Juliet 2.
the families would have done. Lots of shady shit.
Yeah.
And, well, you know what? Maybe they would all just come together and gotten along.
My mind went to a horrifying place.
Yeah, I'm trying to riff on this, and I'm like, I have like nothing but dark things to say about what would have happened.
Let's just get out of here.
the real successful union. I'll do it. I'm the only one who can.
So Terra's like, I'll take the weight of the heaviness of the responsibility of the universe on my shoulders, and it lets us loose in Narsh.
Yeah, there's some hints about some stuff that might be there.
Oh, I saw some Moogles walking with a Sasquatch.
What? What does that mean? Moogles and Sasquatches hang out in
Well,
this game?
there's a Moogle town in this town.
Do you think there's something there now?
Let's go to Moogle town.
Alright, was it this way, or you go like up and around? There's like a back entrance.
It's not this way. It's to the right.
There's an optional character and piece of story that I know is in this game because I've played it before, but I do not remember how to get it or how to find it right now.
We went looking for it for a second a few episodes ago.
And I keep going to Jeff. I'm like, trust me, there's something here, but I can't tell you what because
Right.
I don't want to ruin the surprise.
But you also aren't looking it up, so we're just doing it aimlessly.
Well, the good thing is we're leveling up.
There is, unlike in 4, like, there's extra hidden stuff in this game that I think you could easily not find.
Kubo ... Oh. Nope.
He was friends with Terra. Do you think if we come in here with Terra, it's different? I saw a Moogle walking with a Sasquatch.
I mean, I can't even find Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now.
Like, I can't even find him.
So we didn't find the cutscene I was looking for.
Yeah, again.
Which, looking back at it, I think we were like a screen away from going to like the right place to trigger it.
Well, that thought of what if we need a different character, I'm like, oh, God. Fuck.
Yeah, I know. And also, I'm not telling you anything that's certainly going to work. So we just kind of give up on that. And we begin going like, well, now that we have the airship, let's just like go check out. I think there's some extra stuff we can do.
Right.
And I decide, I don't know why I thought this, but I was like, I'm going to make my own hand-drawn map of the world.
This was one of my favorite things you did.
I'm gonna get a piece of paper and draw a map, because this is Locke's, like, story town, and we need to be able to find it when we want to.
Right. Okay, so yeah, say Locke's Story Town, way up in the north. If a man named Locke returns, please tell him I love him. Wait a minute, now that we're Terra, didn't we want to go try something? Was that in Narsh?
Yeah, we were gonna go see if talking to the Moogles as Terra was any different.
Right. Is that worth doing?
I don't know.
Why would
Hold on, okay, so let me look at the world map. Okay, so there's a dot there, there's a dot above it, there's a dot below it.
There's a dot above it, a dot below it.
2 dots like this, 2 dots down here.
Are you making the whole map right
I'm just
now?
drawing the dots.
For what?
So that we can label the dots.
But just say the important.
They're all gonna be important. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, draw a word map. Like, don't draw anything.
Right. I like how you think this is easier. Like, write paragraphs about where the things are in relation to
paragraphs.
each other. And I'm like...
My thought was like, write down like Narsh. It's in the top left corner of the mini map, and then you'd be like, okay, that's enough to go.
Okay,
off of,
I'm
and
gonna
we'll figure it
fall
out
on
from
this
there.
sword. This makes more sense to me. I'm gonna put dots that look like they're in relation the way they're on the map, and write a single word next to each one of them.
Well, I mean,
was my plan.
That just seemed like there's a world where that makes sense to me. But when I looked at that mini map, I was like, I can't redraw where the dots are in a way that would be helpful to me at all. Like,
Oh, I mean, when I looked at it, I was like, so this is the far east side of the map. If I look at the mini map on the screen, the far east top dot is this one. So
we're
this one is this
gonna
one.
post a picture of the map that Ryan
I'm not
drew.
saying the map I drew is good.
Go to our
but
Twitter
I think it's
account
better than
or
being like
Facebook.
Narsh is in the north, but not all the way to the south. It's like
I'm not saying you have to get that. I'm just saying it's enough to get you in the general direction, and then you'll be like, oh, right, it's that
and
one.
my map was going to be enough to know exactly where it is.
You're right. Yours would have been... Everybody go to our Twitter account, @NoCapPodcast. Tell us if this is a helpful map. If this is a map that you think is
I didn't finish it. I didn't finish the map.
Come on. Anyway, we find a guy who's been mentioned before, who's like up in this building in the north
He
of
like
this town.
lives by himself away from town.
Right.
We've met his brother before, who's like, my brother is like a visionary, but he's also insane.
Which is a common combination.
Yeah.
My Colosseum will be a monument to war if I can ever get the help I need to finish it, that is.
Well, I guess we should help him?
What dot are we on?
We're on the dot at the furthest northeast.
I need to see the map.
I'll bring it back in a second. We can't let the world become too peaceful. People are at their best when they're at war. My Colosseum.
His whole idea is that everyone has had it too easy, and
Right.
everyone is at their best when they're constantly afraid of dying violently.
I don't know if everybody's at their best when that's the case, but
That's what he thinks, is what I'm saying. That's his, like, idea. The kids are too soft.
I just saw Battle Royale for the first time, and that's basically like an adult going like, I'm gonna harden you all up
just kidding.
by only one of you surviving. I'm gonna harden one of you up.
That's what I would do if I was like, I'm going to breed for luck. Like, we're going to get the luckiest kids.
Oh man, that's a hilarious idea. Breeding for luck. Wow.
Okay, interesting. And there's like this guy's crazy music playing.
Yeah, it's real.
Hero ring.
Ooh.
Okay, just give me a second to look at the map.
All right. This is hilarious because I would have done it entirely by words, and you're like actually drawing a thing and.
If you go to the store and you want a map of an area and they gave you a word map,
No, that's-
you would be like, what am I gonna do with this?
Dude, but we've established before that video games do not work like in real life in that kind of a way.
Well, map. I mean, it's a map.
It's right. We've got the map over there. What I need is somebody to go, that's the dot. Like what
I want you to just
what I'm
explain,
suggesting.
What
I'm
would your
suggesting-
word map say about Narsh?
it would describe which dot on the map it is.
Describe which
So
dot
you
on.
would then- it would
Describe
be-
it to me.
Well, I don't know which one it is. Is it, are we at Narsh right now or what?
Well, just describe this one we're at then.
In the absolute top left corner.
Okay, how about describe that one that's
Try to tell me which one it is without describing it yourself.
okay. The one that's in the middle, but not the most in the middle. I don't
There
know how
you
to
go.
say it.
That's what I would
But
say
there's
to
like
write
three
down.
of those.
But that's what I would say. It's one of those three.
So then you're
What
gonna
I'm
go
saying-
check 3 places.
Instead of anywhere. Like, what I'm suggesting is a very inaccurate map that is a general, like, here. Okay, so it's 3 places that we
what
check.
I'm-
They're all right next to each other. It's not going to be hard to check them all. You look at all 3 of them and you go, oh, it's that one.
But why? When you could just have a map?
Because
When
that's
it's like the
harder.
same amount of work.
No, I think it's. I think it's
not.
Way more
It's
work.
not at all.
I think
we
this
only
word
didn't
map-
finish my map because we didn't end up going. We didn't have a chance to finish it.
What I'm saying is that it's less work. I think the true lazy here is
I
describing
agree
where
that
the dot
I
is.
agree that the word map is the true lazy, but like I don't know why you think the dot map is such an out there idea. It's not that hard.
It's just that it's literally dots and like
So is this. It's not any different from the actual map. It just is labeled.
yeah, but without landmarks. I don't, dude. I'm just saying.
I don't think it would work as well.
I think it would work better than how this worked, considering how well this
We
worked.
didn't even get a chance to try it out.
All right.
The thing is this argument is totally moot and pointless in a world where you can just look up a map that's already filled in.
Right. Why didn't we just do that?
I wanted to make a map. I thought it would be fun.
Now we get to
I
the
thought
heart
we
of
would
this.
finish and I would have this map that by the
Now we
end
get
we've
to
like
the-
drawn all
Okay.
over.
Now I understand why you were so.
You're not going to draw all over a word map.
No.
A word map isn't even a thing.
Right. You're right.
You're drawing a connect the dots puzzle. If you put numbers next to all the dots and you connect them all, are you gonna make like a pentagram or something?
No. It's, well, you might be able to.
So, either go back to Narsh, now that we have Terra, or... What?
I think you see on the bottom continent that one dot that like splits that there's like a line right there. I think that's where we want to go next.
Okay.
I mean, just to be totally clear, that's the kind of description I'm talking about. Like
But you're
near
gonna-
the line, the one near the line.
I'm just saying, you're going to like write all of these words. The continent that's split in half by a line, there's a dot right next to it.
No,
that dot is.
come on. You're a better writer than that. You can say that in fewer words. I know you're trying to use
I can
as
say
many
it.
words
I can
as
say
you
it in
can.
one word too. I can take the name of the place and I can put it next to a dot.
You're right. The briefest words.
Oh, we should go buy potions and stuff.
Potions.
Or we could not and just press forward and see what happens.
We like riding that edge.
Because we like riding the edge.
I do think that we need more potions. It would just be irresponsible.
You know, the season's kind of all about responsibility.
Yeah.
So we do the responsible thing and get on our airship and fly far away to a town to buy something, totally forgetting that on our airship is a store. We're responsible adults. We're
Yeah,
getting there.
We're getting there.
You're gonna mark that dot? Mm-hmm. While you're at it, why don't you mark this dot? What are the morph? What is morph? I can't do morph?
Oh, I don't know. I think that might turn her like into her Esper form. I don't know how
That
you
would make
activate
sense.
it.
So now that Terra is in touch with her inner Esper, she has an ability called Morph, which is like in later games they have limit breaks, if you're familiar with those. It's like special moves you can do once a meter fills up, basically.
Okay.
So that's like when Terra morphs, I think what it does is it doubles the damage output of anything she does.
Yeah,
when
there's
she's
like
morphed.
a period of time where she's just like way stronger when she's in Esper form.
Yeah.
I do remember the slot machine thing is like learnable. Like you can get good at it. Like it's not a random slot machine.
Let's slot. Yes! He owns the casino that he plays in. Like, what is the stakes?
Yeah, I don't know.
See, in this casino, the house definitely always wins.
Shit.
Buddy's confused.
Oh man. Oh god.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
What's happening?
Oh god. Oh man.
No, why is that healing him?
Because his weapon has some kind of element on it. Oh,
this is really
no.
bad.
What's
oh
happening?
my god, what is happening? Oh my god, this is horrific!
Another place where like the monsters are getting more harder.
Yeah, we're really getting our asses kicked in here.
Yeah.
Jump is real good.
Can this be done?
I don't know. Wow.
I'm alive!
We got our asses kicked there.
Holy shit.
He stays imped even after death. Oh, I'm excited. I feel like we're finally actually playing a Final Fantasy game. Like, we get to a part where I'm like, I don't know if the move is to wander around the planet aimlessly for a while we level and then come back. Let's just press on.
Yeah.
It's just like, man.
I think that's like the third time we're finally playing a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we started trying to play a full, big, satisfying Final Fantasy game like a year ago.
That's true.
So it's
You're
been
right.
a long time waiting. So as it continually is more and more like the Final Fantasy experience we were looking for, it continually
Blowing,
is
being like, we're finally here.
satisfying that itch. Yeah.
The world feels so big.
It does.
It feels so big in this one.
and daunting. Whoa.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
As we go into this cave to the sealed gate or whatever, there's like this series of like bridge puzzles where there's like bridges over lava that are all incomplete.
I don't think I can walk in that, but there's stairs down to it.
Yeah, I bet you can turn off the lava somehow.
Once you step onto the bridge, it's like certain parts of the bridge turn on and off.
Right.
So you got to remember where the permanent parts are that you can stand on.
Right.
To wait for the part you need to like finish crossing, like fills in. So
Right,
You get like a second to run across, and then it'll disappear again.
Oh,
my god.
Oh god. Oh. Wait, what?
Okay.
Okay. Oh god. No. Wait. No! Did that like
Check your
really
health.
hurt me? It's like
A little bit.
No, very little bit.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
We make it through the bridge puzzle, and there's like a lot of just lava around. We go up, and there's like a rock formation with the switch in it.
Yeah, it has a couple switches.
We, of course, pull the switch.
What?
Not that one, I guess.
This is a switch where if you pull it, a ninja drops down from the ceiling.
And not just one time either. They're like backed up in there like pinballs.
Yeah,
Like
if
the
you
more
keep
every
pulling the
time you
switch.
pull it, another ninja falls. It's like a chute that's just got them loaded up.
That's the ninja switch.
You get an automatic ninja every time you pull this lever.
Ninjas probably are hurt by chainsaws.
Damn, dude.
Nuts. I thought I had the monopoly on the stuff buried in the plaza underneath the grand stairway. Is that where we are?
Huh.
Are we in
let's
a
keep an
plaza?
eye out for a grand stairway.
Yeah, the ninja that came from the ninja switch tells us about a treasure.
Yeah, a treasure that I still am not to this. I'm not sure if we found it or not.
I'm
There's
really not sure.
things we found that could be that treasure, but I'm not like positive that they are.
But the key pieces of information are that there's a plaza and a grand staircase.
yeah,
Are we in a plaza?
I don't think so.
We need to.
Well, I wouldn't call this a plaza,
Let's
but, but I mean, that doesn't mean we're not in the plaza.
I mean, I would really be surprised if we actually are in the plaza.
The plaza of this lava cave?
I don't know. What is he talking about?
Okay, that I don't think that was the plaza beneath the grand stairway. I don't think we've seen a grand stairway yet.
So we continue on in the dungeon, and we come down a really long, thin set of stairs.
Yeah, but it's like, are we in a plaza now at the bottom?
I don't know.
Just to describe it, I mean, it's a flat rock sticking up out of lava.
Right.
Like, it's not like...
I don't see any people milling about.
There's no planters or water features, you know?
There aren't, like, stores that line it.
Mm-hmm. It's nowhere to sit down, even.
Yeah, there aren't any benches.
I mean, maybe that's not the grand staircase.
Really?
There could be grander staircases.
It's pretty... And this feels like a plaza. I might
Does
call this
it?
a plaza. I would... I'd
Really?
call
I mean,
it a
kind
plaza.
of. Maybe that door goes under.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna vastly loosen my definition of a plaza.
That's what I've already done. I've definitely already done that.
You're like, this area...
It could
Yeah,
be...
you put a bench over here.
You could make this into a plaza.
I mean, what is a plaza, really?
That's a good question, actually. What is a plaza, really?
It's like, I know it when I see it. But I don't know, if you were to be like, design a plaza, I would be like, I'm gonna get some potted plants in here. Big ones.
Yeah.
Like, big
and, like,
potted plants.
Because a plaza doesn't necessarily connote stores, right?
It's like an area for moving through and sitting down in simultaneously, you know what I mean?
It's not a park.
No, but it's got like a middle path. It's usually like you walk through it to get to another place, but also you can hang out there if you need to.
Yeah.
That's why they're
It's
in
mostly
hotels.
an entranceway, right? Like, it's not a
Well,
lobby.
you would use them in a hotel as like...
It's like an
this is-
outdoor lobby?
You could have it just like in the center of a town too. You'd be like, this is the plaza.
Yeah, there's lots of plazas like...
But it's usually like, it leads to somewhere else also. So it's like there's kind of like some...
Kind of like a mini town square.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe.
The quad.
The quad is kind of like a plaza. But you wouldn't play frisbee in a plaza.
No, you wouldn't play frisbee in a plaza.
Hey, let's come up here. There's a lot of fighting in here.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it as some required level.
Yeah, some work that you're gonna do. You're gonna do the true lazy right now. And
Yes.
fight.
That's exactly right. The truest lazy.
Don't forget, he's gone crazy with magic, Jeff.
That's right.
I'm sure nobody likes working there. I also love like the number of people who are like, I guess I'm just gonna join the Empire now that we got beat.
Now that we
what
got...
else can we do?
Now that we got what?
beat.
Beat,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, they beat us, so I guess I'll just sign up.
Look at what
This
this
has
room
got to be the
is.
treasure room, right?
The one that was under the
More
thing.
magicite. You were worried that you didn't have enough magicite?
I wasn't. The
Atma
Atma weapon. We heard about that.
Top. Magic power
It's...
goes way down.
Look at the battery power.
Wow.
Yeah, we found the Atma weapon.
This has got to be the treasure that he was talking
It's
about.
gotta be, right?
Yeah.
It is near that big staircase,
Yeah,
right?
it is. And plus, the Atma weapon is... I think we stick with this weapon till the end of the game.
Yeah, but anyway, we found the Atma weapon. Mm-hmm. Yay!
Yeah.
Isn't your favorite part of this show when we get, like, new gear?
Yeah, that's the best segment.
And this is some
when we
sick
describe
gear.
the gear we got.
These counterattacks are going to be huge.
Well, I want to give that to somebody who actually attacks.
we don't do that with anybody.
So we keep getting hit with this ability the enemies use called Life Shaver.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I guess it shaves how much life you have.
Well, it probably has some equation in it where like the damage equals X times Y plus
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
And
So you've heard of Life Saver. This is very different.
These are like the candies full of razor blades that people give out on Halloween.
Yeah, that thing that's apparently never actually happened.
Yeah, that of course has never happened because what the fuck? And then part of the urban legend is like, and they didn't even find out who did it because your kids are taking candy for it. They would find out immediately who did that. It would not be that hard. It's like one of 50 houses, they would figure it out.
Yeah. But, what's Halloween for if not scaring the parents too?
Yeah, that is actually a really great lie. Like, that's a really amazing story to like... candy. And like the ones who believe it are of course going to be the ones who...
I never looked at it that way before.
Yeah, I didn't either, but that's amazing. Like, whoever first came up with that was like, oh shit, it's on the news. They must have been like, that's amazing. I just told Sharon at the PTA conference because I knew it would freak her out. I didn't think the world would believe me. Yeah, learning spells.
Oh shit.
Is this a grand staircase?
So we make it through the cave to the sealed gate,
Right, we're just at the gate.
Yeah.
Where
It's like a big staircase leading to like the peak of a mountain in like a black stormy sky.
and inside the peak of the mountain is just like a carved giant hole, which leads to another world.
Yeah.
That looks pretty grand to me. I would call this a plaza.
Really? No. Welcome to my plaza.
This is the sealed gate. This is pretty awesome.
That is a
We've
pretty
seen an
sick-
image of this before.
Yeah. When they first explained to us the like other world, they showed us this.
From here on, it's all up to Terra.
We're counting on you, Terra.
You're so much better than me at that one.
Yeah, Setzer
Why'd
was-
you bring me to such an awful place?
He's like, what the fuck? Why? I love that they put a skull on the door.
Yeah. Somebody
I know
laughed.
that laugh.
Oh no. Terra.
The
The
gate.
gate, quickly. Kefka.
Kefka, you followed us.
You followed us.
The Emperor was right. Let Terra fall into your hands, and you'd open the gate for us. You
This is a
played
much
into our
better
plan all
plan.
along.
Then the Rosa plan.
It's
'cause,
kind of
we
the
aren't
same
aware,
plan, but it makes
But
sense.
it makes sense.
Because- yeah.
Because we weren't like aware of it the whole time.
Yeah. How does it feel to know you've been working for us? Now I fear you've outlived your usefulness.
You better think again, Kefka.
Keep Kefka busy until Terra slips through the gate.
Okay, so just stay alive. Well, you're gonna jump. You're gonna chainsaw.
Look, the door's opening.
Already? Is that just because I put that much
I
damage
think you
into
did
it?
enough. I don't know. It's hard to say. Whoa.
Whoa.
Terra's going all disco.
Espers, please heed my call.
So after fending off Kefka for just long enough, which was like very quick, Terra walks up to the gate and causes the biggest earthquake imaginable.
Yeah, she like highlights herself in all kinds of colors and calls out to the espers, and the whole planet begins to shake.
Exactly.
And you sort of start to go like, was this really a plant? Like,
Yeah.
what was our? We were gonna call the espers,
Right.
and then
Right. Like
and then
in
we were.
Ghostbusters, when they release the thing, it's an accident. Because
Yeah.
like the environmental guy is being a huge dick. Mm-hmm. And here it's like the plan is we're going to release all the ghosts.
Yeah, I guess if their plan is like, what we're gonna do is go get ourselves a Deus Ex Machina, and these espers are just gonna fix everything.
Right. That works. That's a
Yeah,
workable plan.
which turns out to not happen.
well,
that
yeah,
way.
instead this happens.
Yeah.
Gate opens.
Oh boy.
Earthquakes.
Oh, okay, so he's like,
He's taking a step
it
forward.
opened.
Terra!
I feel so anxious. Something's coming.
Is he being sarcastic? I'm pretty sure. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, the espers are loose.
Yeah, monster after monster just starts flying out of the gate, not even giving a shit that we're there,
Yeah,
just flying away into the world.
They look like, if you had like puppet theater and you got like a bat or a bird on a stick, and you were like, wee,
Yeah.
and you had to like
Fly it away.
fly it into, yeah.
Holy, this is not a good idea to have opened this gate.
Why?
Terra!
Anybody?
Anybody?
You don't say opening the evil-looking door on the evilest mountain on the planet was a bad idea, maybe?
Well, it then let out all of the evil into the hey, the
earlier-
gate. The gate is closing now permanently.
It's getting covered in rocks.
Yeah, but
Perfect.
these
look how
these
perfectly
are like
these
Tetris
rocks are
rocks.
falling. Yeah, someone is definitely playing Tetris.
And And that's episode 11.
Yeah, rapidly approaching the climactic midpoint of the game, or at least setting up the events for it. I think we still have quite a bit to cover before we actually get there.
Yeah, because I think in the next episode is where we go have our big dinner with the Emperor.
Oh, that'll be fun. Emperor Gestal's big goofy dinner. Yeah.
I would rent that movie in a minute. But yeah, where we're leaving off is the Espers are all loose, the gates open, we know Terra's history.
Most of the mystery of the world have more or less been answered at this point.
Right.
From when the game began.
And now the monsters are loose. But we know that they're nice monsters.
Well, they at least can be reasoned with, but
Right.
they also are very powerful and scary.
And they're very mad.
They're mad at the Empire, so
Why did they all fly out? Because did the Emperor put a reverse vacuum on?
no,
that
I think
vacuumed all of the
Terra
Espers?
called to them,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
Espers are probably still fucking pissed from when half of them were kidnapped.
Yeah.
However long ago.
I would, yeah, they don't forget that kind
So
of
I
thing.
think it's a rage thing where they're we're gonna come fuck up the planet.
Yeah, so that's where we're leaving it off. Oh, let's do the billboard segment.
I hear our billboard is in the Grand Plaza.
Right-
By
yes.
the Grand Staircase.
Right. I hope it's easy to figure out what's a plaza.
I think in person when you're there, it'll be apparent.
You'll know
It's
it when you see it.
when you see it. Yeah.
So let's go. It is fucking hot in
Oh
here.
my god.
There's open lava pits all around.
I know.
Are we in a plaza?
This has got to be it. I mean, this staircase is huge.
Yeah, but
this
there
is
might be
not-
others.
I know it when I see it, and this is not it.
A
This
plaza
not
is
it.
what you want to hang out in a plaza,
I don't
on a
want to
bench.
hang out here. But oh wait, here it is. Here's the billboard.
Oh,
It's-
yes.
wow, they've smoothed out part of this rock wall.
Wow.
I just-
It's really cool, actually. So the billboard reads, 9 out of 10 Moogles agree that equipping the advanced sagebrush and shootouts relic will Kefka your airship, summon your espers, Ultros your... Look, we're a buddy cop actual play comedy podcast, and it's... You know what? Just go start listening. That's great. What that is friends of the show... Can I say that?
Yeah, sure.
Friends of the show, Advanced Sagebrush and Shootouts, which is another podcast we've listened to, is hilarious.
It's great.
It's like an 80s cop TV show actual play.
Yeah, it's like they're playing a tabletop role-playing game.
Right, it's not D&D though, it's like it's other thing, and they're really, really hilarious, and I think you guys should all go search Advanced Sagebrush and Shootouts and find them in your podcast player. They're really, really funny. So thank you to them.
Yeah, thanks a lot, and congratulations on this billboard location. It's
It's beautiful.
it's beautiful and terrifying at the same time.
And I'm amazed that the paper isn't burning up on fire because it's fucking hot here.
yeah,
Let's go.
sulfur smell is overwhelming.
So that's the billboard. You can email us at nocappodcast@gmail.com if you're interested in one. $50 a message. It can say whatever you want it to say. Just send an email with the subject line billboards. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Apple Podcasts or any review that you can find
Your
on the
blog.
internet. Your blog. Review us on your blog and send us the link. You can find us at NoCap Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. That's NOCKAT. And if you want to get the episodes early or check out the video version, head on over to patreon.com/NoCat and support us that way. If you like wearing shirts and supporting your favorite podcasts, then we have t-shirts, and you can. That's an assumption that this is your favorite podcast, but fuck it. Head on over.
Even if it's your second or third favorite.
Yeah, head on over to noonecannowabouttthis.com, click on the t-shirt link, or head on over to etsy.com and type in NOCKAT. You should be able to find it.
And as always, we love to hear from you guys, so please reach out.
Yeah, and thank you so much to everybody who supports us. It really means a lot, no matter how much or little, but the much is really appreciated.
Yeah. Well,
There's a couple of people out there who are very supportive of our show.
we do have
we
some
really appreciate
extremely
that.
supportive fans, and we're very grateful.
But we also are incredibly grateful to those who just get in touch and say, hey, thumbs up or thumbs down.
That's true. You know what? No, yeah. I mean, I'd love if you listen to this and you fucking hated it and you're incredibly mad about it.
Yeah.
Let me know. Let's be enemies. Bring it on.
Bring it-
I've been in the market for an enemy.
Okay. On that note,
Maybe Jeff is not interested in this.
you can be the one who can build an enemies list.
Okay.
I'll be okay.
You manage the friends list.
I'll make friends. Yeah.
You hand the enemies to me.
I will.
You don't need to know what happens after that.
I would rather not. So, okay. Here's a little taste of next week on No One Can Know About This. Nice.